and welcome to the Graceful Pen Studio. This is Angenise Rawls, and I will be making an Easter card featuring Cardstock Warehouse papers. Today we'll be using Diamond Print White, Royaltone Linen Collection Regal White, and Wood Veneer Collection White Birch. And for some reason I couldn't find a sample, so this is the Royaltone. I couldn't find a sample for the Mirror Gold, but I'll be using that as well. This is the diamond print, very luxurious and beautiful. And this is the actual wood paper. This is wood veneer, and it's the white birch. First, I'll be trimming my paper to 10 by 7. This is the Regal white card base. Next, I'm scoring my card base at 5 inches. And to make sure I have a nice crisp fold, I use a bone folder. Of course, you could always use like a ruler or even your fingers if that's something you'd like to do and don't have a bone folder. Next, I trimmed the Mirror Gold cardstock to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 so that it will fit on the card base and leave a 1/4 inch border around all the sides. And then I'll use Scor-Tape to adhere this to the card base. By the way, I didn't mention that this gold mirror cardstock is 100-pound cover weight, so it's a pretty sturdy cardstock. Next, I have a 4.5 by 6.5 sheet of the Royaltone linen cardstock, which is the same as the card base. And then I'm going to adhere that on top of the mirror, the gold mirror cardstock. So now I'm adhering the next layer on top. And normally, if I get it even here and here, it'll be even on this side, but I must have missed something. But that's okay. It's not AI. This is human, you know, a handmade card.
Here
so
I'm using my die cutting machine
to
cut out the cross
regardless of that
SVG
small
on the
error.
Birch cardstock.
I'll be cutting out 2 crosses from this particular cardstock, and I noticed that I needed to place it on a strong grip rather than a light or standard grip mat. So bear that in mind. When I tell you that this die cut came out so wonderful, I was very pleased with the cut. A very clean cut, didn't have any issues with the paper at all whatsoever. Beautiful. In total, I cut out 3 crosses. I had previously drawn them and made SVGs out of them using my iPad. So I cut 2 out of the birch wood paper, and then I cut 1 out of the gold mirror cardstock. I'll be using this crafty foam tape to adhere my crosses as a layer, as a 3-layered dimensional cross. Next, I cut out a dove SVG that I had also drawn on my iPad and then created an SVG out of the glitter paper. I wasn't sure exactly what size to make it, so I had to kind of eyeball it. Might be a little too big. Let's see. what I had in mind. I wanted it to go on top of the cross. So what I may do is cut it a little bit smaller because I kind of want it to sit in the middle because I'll be writing calligraphy down at the bottom. So I'll try that again. So now you can see it's a little bit over 3 inches in width and not quite 3 inches in the length. So that's a little bit better on the size there. Let's get that off the mat. And guys, this paper is so amazing. I set my Cricut to cut heavy cardstock.
That's a
and
better
that cut
size.
through
That's
in
what I
one
was going
pass.
for.
So I was very pleased with that. Okay. All right, so now I'm getting ready to glue everything down. I had some scrap pieces of paper from, cutting these other papers down. So this one is 4 1/4 by 1 3/4, and then the white is 4 inches by 1 1/2. All right, so let's get ready to adhere everything. I think I'm going to place this back on here. I don't want to glue it down yet, but I just want to have an idea where it's going to be so I know where to put the cross. I'm going to offset this one just a teeny bit. Let's see, should I? Alright, so matched up the two wood layers are matched up, and then the gold one is offset a bit. Alright, and now we're ready to adhere our dove. Alright, so I'm back with my Barely Art Precision craft glue. And it looks like I'm going to place a little glue here and here. Okay. No worries, it will dry clear, so I'm not going to worry. And then a little glue here as well. To mail a card like this with all this dimension would probably have to go inside of a little box, like a 5x7 box, rather than an envelope. All right, so now we can get ready for our sentiment. So now I'm going to write my sentiment. I'd like to write Hallelujah, He is risen, but I don't think I can fit all of that. I know I'm going to have to write fairly small. If I were to write Hallelujah, it would have to go here. And then my X height would have to be fairly small here. Okay. I'm just going to turn it this way, a little easy for me. I'll add a few drops of water to this pan of watercolor. And I'll give it a stir. It's such a beautiful gold. Add some to my nib. And I'll give that a moment to dry before using my kneaded eraser to erase the guidelines. While that's drying, I'll go ahead and prepare the base of the sentiment. Just using some Scor-Tape here. I love it. It's a permanent tape that adheres very well to heavy cardstock. Okay. Not quite sure if this is dry, but isn't that beautiful? I'll give it a couple more minutes before I start messing with it. I don't want to mess up the ink on there. So once it's dry, I'll tape it down and I'll reveal the final look of the card. As an afterthought, I decided to add these little eucalyptus leaves. I had some previously cut out. I'm just going to take my scoring tool and score a little line in here just to add a little more dimension. I didn't glue this yet, but I will. And actually this needs to go this way, so I'm going to score it on that side. But sometimes as you're card making, you'll find that there are some spontaneous things that you'll decide to do along the way as you feel led to do so, feel inspired. I just noticed that it just felt like something was missing, and I thought, oh, okay. So this is a mid green cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse that I made these eucalyptus leaves out of. So I'll adhere those down, and then we'll take a look at the final card. Now I feel it feels complete to me. So here's the final reveal. I did add a little foam tape under the top layer to pop that off the page and add some dimension. These I only glued a couple leaves down, so because they can still move, that adds a little dimension as well. We've got the glitter and the dove. We've got the lovely wood texture of the cross. And we've got the accent of the gold mirror card. We've got the linen cardstock. I love the play of all the different textures. To me, it just makes for a beautifully finished card. And there we have it, a handmade Easter card. Thank you for watching.